I'd never done a horror film or anything before, or any kind of scary story, thriller type thing. So I think that aspect of it was really exciting for me, kind of a new genre to explore and to see how it fits and stuff. But also I really loved the relationship between Ellie and her grandma, played by Rita Tashingham, because like Ellie, I'm really, really close with my grandma, and she's played a massive role in kind of my upbringing. And my grandma has taken me to my piano lessons since I was 6. And so which is kind of similar to how Peggy has taught Ellie how to sew for, as long, since she was a really little girl. The only question I remember him asking was, is there anything you think you'd be scared or nervous about doing? And I was like, oh no, nothing. I think it's all good, which was the wrong answer, because there was like so much really intense stuff in the script, and some really, like tough scenes we've done. So little did I know what a amazing but very challenging and challenging role it has been. I play Eloise Turner, and she goes by Ellie, and she is an 18-year-old girl who is leaving her little town of Redruth in Cornwall to go off to London, to the big city, to pursue her fashion, kind of passion for fashion. My take on Ellie is that she's full of like a lot of passion and energy and excitement, but she has a very insecure side to her, and that's a bit nervous and unsure. There's a bit of a juxtaposition between like her really excited and passionate and determined side, and also she's got quite a dark side to her, because I think her mum had struggled with mental illness, which is something that has kind of been passed down to Ellie, and we don't see that at the beginning, but we gradually see that start to come out and affect her day-to-day life. At the beginning, when she first moves to London, she's really excited and wide-eyed and starstruck. And then she starts to realise that there's a very dark side to the big city. Sandy and Ellie have a similar life story, I think. I think they both started off with a lot of passion and determination. They both moved to London with big dreams and big hopes, and those hopes and dreams are both slowly start to get broken down, and they both start to see the reality of what they've kind of gotten themselves into. Anya Taylor-Joy plays Sandy, and she brings a lot of joy, no pun intended, to the set and to the movie. And her Sandy is really truly magnificent. She brings a lot of courage and sassiness and determination, and a witty spirit to Sandy. She does a really beautiful job, and is just in general an incredible person. I think she's the most hardworking person I've ever met in my life. Like, she just doesn't stop. Matt is amazing. Is such a cool guy, and it's crazy working with him, because I remember like watching the Doctor Who series and just being a bit geeky with me and my best friend Kiki over all that, and watching The Crown and everything, and then meeting him in real life. It's like, whoa, that's crazy. And he is, like Anya, just such a joy. There was one scene that I really, I've loved all the scenes he's done, but there's one that really stood out to me, was the scene where Ellie and Jack are running down the corridor in the basement club, I think it was. And Jack is, we pass a whole lot of doors through and see into different really frightening scenes. And I really admired how Matt didn't do that performance in just a typical kind of scary asshole way. He did it in a real kind of like Joker, kind of sadistic, teasing kind of way. And that was like, I don't know, that really excited me. I thought it was really amazing. Well, that is very, very complicated, and I have no idea how Edgar and Paul and Chung and everyone have like figured it out, because there's so many different layers, and you just have to really be on the ball with, I don't know what, all the different angles and eye lines and all of that kind of stuff. So kudos to them. But there's a lot of mirrors play a big role in the film. There's a lot of stuff with reflection and yeah, and whenever in the dreams, you always, well, nearly always see Ellie in the reflection, and in what should be Sandy's reflection is Ellie. So like in the reflection of the car window, or in the Cafe de Paris, it's surrounded by mirrors, and that's where you see Ellie. Seeing London, Soho being transformed and kind of being taken back in time. And I think also just for the general public who happened to be walking around and through the sets and where we've been filming and going, what the hell is going on? Why have I just walked through like a time portal or something? Why am I suddenly in the 60s? So that aspect of it has been incredible. I've never worked so closely with the wardrobe team before, I think, in like choosing Ellie's costume, because fashion is such a big part of the film, because Ellie is a fashion student and she has a very specific, quite really cool style and everything. It was amazing having such an input and an opinion, and then having that heard. It was awesome. I felt very lucky, because I really felt like had even more power in developing Ellie as a character, as a person. And same with makeup, with the wigs and everything. It's been so cool, because it really helps. Like same with the accent, with the costume and with the makeup and hair and everything. It really helps to develop the character and to just to bring Ellie alive. Well, at the very, very beginning of the film, the first thing you see Ellie wearing is a newspaper dress that she's like made herself, which is incredibly detailed and intricate, and only something a very skilled person could make, which wasn't me, obviously. It wasn't Sam, part of the wardrobe team. And then when she first arrives in London, she's wearing like homemade or a homemade overall dress with like a funky turtleneck cheetah print top underneath and a big brown jacket, and that's her country mouse look, kind of her just home DIY homemade look, where she looks with her plaits looking a lot younger and innocent and kind of naive and excited. Just researching Diana and watching videos of her from her past roles that Edgar sent me, and seeing how amazing she is and how like strong and sassy and cool and talented she is. It makes an incredible setting for this film, because like Ellie, I think the whole world looks at London as being very shiny and a big city full of opportunities, and that's what is perceived on kind of the top layer. But once you go deeper into it, you kind of discover the harsher, dirtier side of London, and that's the journey that Ellie goes through as well.